Since you can't be live to greet
All right. It is 9:05, 9:06 on Monday. And we are here lubing tonight. I'm excited. Sorry, still getting some things scored away here. It's been a minute. Heck, it's been a long minute, honestly. Ugh. Just been busy. Lack of things to build. That's been part of it too, unfortunately. But glad to be back. Just realized I forgot to change out the face cam, but we'll use the Logitech tonight. We'll get that. We'll use this one. Normally I'm using my 4K webcam, but Logitech only tonight. So gnarly, thank you for the resub or continued subscription. 5 months, that's huge. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Always look forward to having you on stream and here hanging with me, so thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So got some fun stuff hopefully to show off tonight. I've got a bunch of artisans that showed up over the last couple days, which is cool. I got some more in transit, and then I'm lubing these Frankenswitches to go into my new build, which will be ready to be picked up on Wednesday. I actually just called the shop today. They are done with the Cerakote, so really looking forward to picking this board up. They've had it for a month because they've been so busy. Their lead time was insane, but really excited to pick this up. This has been a pet project of mine, something I've been working on for a couple of years to find the right board. If you pay attention at all to the Discord channels, I've actually posted this board already, so it's one I own, obviously, but I posted it and it's getting a nice little makeover, so really looking forward to that. I have to swing through Michael's tomorrow and pick up, well, maybe not tomorrow. I'm going to the office tomorrow. Tomorrow I have to go to the office. We've got all the big execs in town, so got to go show my face and be part of that. But maybe Wednesday on the way back from picking up the board, I got to go to Michael's. I'll give you a hint. I have to pick up some water-based acrylic paint, so we're gonna do a little infill, which would be awesome. But I'm really looking forward to this build. It's been on my mind for a long time, and just finding the right board to do it with has been the struggle. Fortunately, some very cool people in the hobby. Shout out to Robotical for selling me the board at Group by Price. Like OG Group by Price. It's insane that he did that. Big shout out to Coob as well for helping source. So really looking forward to that. But like I said, tonight we're gonna do some Frankenswitches. We're gonna lube these up. Ignore the one silent switch. I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, these are gonna be interesting. I've already tested these out unlubed in my piano black minivan, since that's a hot swap one, and super happy with these, honestly. It is a GAT ink V2 bottom. There is a Sprit 58 gram Supreme spring. This is a cherry black top and a snow white stem. So four different pieces, 4 different switches used to make this. I wanted to go for something unique, just like in my orange pearl, which has the swires. So maybe not as fancy, maybe not as like outlandish, but still just wanted to do a Frankenswitch just to do it, and because I feel like this build needs to be overkill, and that's part of why I wanted to do that. So really happy with that. And then for the spacebar, everything's the same except this is a silent bobagum stem, so we'll have silent stem for the spacebar. The one thing I noticed, and it's obviously it's like hard to tell on stream, the travel for the bobagums is a lot less than the the snow white switches. I can get these like all the way down in there, and then the boba gums still have a bit more. It's minimal, but I can feel it. I can definitely feel the difference. I can feel this bottom out a lot harder than these, which I don't think I'll bottom out. So, but yeah, longer travel is definitely good, gnarly, for sure. But again, I'm like super excited to use these. These are going to be some cool switches, and hopefully not too many to lube. Hopefully it won't take too long. But yeah, full stroke. Sorry, let's back this out just a little bit, because I have to, before we even like get into lubing, we do have to pick some lube, and I may lean on you guys to help me out. But huge shout out to Frank and Lisa at Prime Caps. I've been hanging out in their Discord channel for their server for a couple months now. Really good people, and wrote me a really nice note. I love that like all of their notes are handwritten. Even if you don't like participate in the server, like, you know, you'll get like, we truly appreciate the support, blah blah blah. It's very short, but like this, they're the best. And you know, we're doing like movie nights and stuff, and hanging out, chatting, and they're like always on. So like if I'm done playing Warzone at 1 a.m., like I can pop in there, and they're doing their thing, which is really cool. So love the note. I thought this was just such a nice touch. Can you feel the lurve? Like this is great, and it's just a nice personal touch when you're partaking in artisans and purchasing and all that other stuff. And I'm in love with a lot of things that came the way they did. I'll get to the artisans in a second, but I will say these two ID cards are now like my absolute favorite for sure. Like no questions asked, because they remind me of like Pokemon cards back in the day. What's up, Tinner? This Simple John, I'll show that. It's a Lurve V1, I think, or V1.5, something like that. But this card's cool. And then of course I've participated in a commission, and I'll show them off in a second. And the commission was called All for One, All Polished, or excuse me, One for All, and they were polished, and 8 sets. What's up, Dan? How are you? All right, everybody's starting to roll in here, which is good. But I love these ID cards. Like, I wish more artisan makers would do something like this. Now, granted, like for the Boomins and a couple other things, they still use the bags, which is great because the bags tell you how many of each and whatnot. Like that's your ID card. But like these are so cool to me. Like I love the idea of having like trading cards, and it's kind of like Alpha's. Alpha's got the ID cards as well. But either way, very happy with those. And then part of the commission I was in, they did this box too, which is so cool. And there's some bags in here. That's how they all came. I said all. I'll get into that in a second, but just like nice little touches here and there, and just very personal, very different. What a cool way for your artisans to come, right? Like something totally different. So anyway, my box is full now, which is awesome. This box is getting insanely full, which is a good thing, and it's taken a long while to get here. But I am so happy with all of these, and I've got more on the way, which is still wrapping my head around it. I took a big fat L on the field trip this weekend. I was disappointed in that, and then I got an invoice the next day for something I forgot I entered, which is cool too. Like that's always fun, right? Like you forget you entered it, and this color looks a little washed out. I really got to figure out the colors with the lights and like get them scored away, because this is not this pale in person. It's way more like pink. It's the color of laser, if that helps. Like, so it's not so orangey. It's more like a pink. So at some point I'll get this where it looks right. It is not orange. It is definitely like pink. Maybe I can do that now. Maybe turn the color tint down a little bit. I don't know if that actually helps or if that makes it worse. Maybe go brighter. helps. Anyway. But yeah, so I know you guys have known I've had most of these alpha sets for a while. So we've got the probiotic milk. This is a tray that Mace did for me. I pulled off the artisan box maker, whatever, the one where you can just pick the columns and rows, and then Mace printed it for me, which is awesome. So big shout out to Mace and only charging me cost for shipping and that, which is great. But I've got the probiotic milk. This is the God Bless the USA Blue Cherry, Bluey Plague Cherry, something like that. Submariner, Blue Cola, Spider Porridge, Night Shroom, and then the Lodestone cap from Nightcaps. I just put it here, but this Asimplex set of arrows is so good. I wish you would do more of these. Like, they look good. And I took this off my P4 because I want to put them in here. Tomorrow or Wednesday. I've got the 8th Alpha Gaming set showing up, which is a 1 of 1. I'm super excited. The Golden Chocolate Truffle. So I'll put those 6 here, or I'll move these over and put them here. And they have the matching Jedi Blinker. So I found the 1 of 1. Found a dance partner. I had to trade my Ritual Caps Ocularium, but that's fine. Super happy to add another set. I've still got a lead on 5 more, so I know where these 8 are, and then I'll have 5 others, 13 total that I kind of know where they are. Just trying to get some of these other people to move on them, so hopefully we will. But then, of course, I've had my angry kitties, as my daughter calls them, Casper, Teguk, Calm Cloud, Hacker Light, Splinter Cell. So I showed Hacker Light on one of my last streams, but Splinter Cell showed up too, which dead match for Terminal, which is great. I've had Buto and then Night Shroom and Submariner, but these 4, actually really these 3 can go on the garbage truck with Terminal, and they look fantastic, which is really, really cool. We've got the Boom In, and then this is the It's Always Sunny in Hell Lurvana that I won with the last couple of sales from Frank and Lisa. This thing is insanely good. The detail is like absolutely bonkers. And very, 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 very happy with this one. This one is just awesome. I was super happy to win that one. This is that Simple John Lurv that I won that was trivia. So you could answer some trivia questions and you can win a free cap. So this was one of the free ones, which is awesome. And then the Big Worm. This thing is so cool in person. Like, I don't think the camera grasps like how good this actually is. It's really neat casting way too. Like, I'm not sure how Frank did it, but it looks so good. And it's 1.75, so it fits backspace, it fits your shift on all the 40s boards. So I can use it in a lot of places. And it's not really sharp. It's hard, but you can see that purple in there. It's just so good. And then the commissions that I was part of, the Rainbow Commission from Edamame. Big shout out to him for inviting me to this. Initially, I was told it would only be 6 or 7. So you'd have Roy G. Biv, right? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So it would have been red, orange, yellow. I think it was this one, green, blue, indigo, violet. And what showed up in the mail was an additional 6. So we had 13 total caps. There was 8 people in the commission, which is really cool. So 8 of us have a full set of rainbow Lurvanas, and single shot polished, but they look amazing. They almost like I find myself almost wanting to like eat these like a hard candy. Like, that's what they look like to me. But so thankful for Edamame for letting us partake in that and like be part of it. But overall, super happy with the artisan. They look great. I feel like I'm in a good spot. So I won the Mozzie Caps raffle on Sunday. So I've got an escape and set of arrows coming for that as well. I won. They're like Nicias. Can't remember the name of the colorway. Nicias. I'll tell you guys. Get to the bottom. Irinum, IRINUM, Irinum. They're purple. So really looking forward to getting those. But that was a really nice win on Sunday too. So those will go here or somewhere. I'm gonna run out of space. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Gonna fit those in. Tinner, yes, I still am. So South Carolina Greenville meetup is on May 14th. I'm going to go to that. So if anybody's in the area or able to drive, let me know. I can make sure to get you on the Google form. But I'll be up there with all of my boards, which would be cool. I think Swishy's gonna come with me potentially. Maybe one of the guys from Georgia Tech. So we'll go up to that meetup, which is gonna be pretty interesting. But I'm still working on Atlanta. Mutant on a 4-month streak. Thank you so much, and good to see you here. Thank you. Awesome. No, so the East Coast meetup in Richmond is the same day as the Greenville, South Carolina meetup, unless they change the date. I don't know if they changed the date, but as far as I knew, it was the exact same date, which kind of sucks. But a 2-hour drive versus I think it's like a 12-hour drive or something to Richmond. It's a long drive, and I'm not going to fly up with like 15 boards. It's just not going to happen, at least not at this time. So yeah, I'm still working on the Atlanta meetup. I definitely want that to be a thing. I think I'm getting a lot of pushback that people don't want like a big convention. They just want like a simple meet, which is fine. I mean, I don't mind doing that, but like I was thinking bigger. I was thinking like a Southeast meetup. Like if we have a meetup, I want there to be a reason for people to come in from far distances. I want people from Alabama and North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee to feel like they can come and be part of it, and like it's worthwhile. Like I don't want them to just come for a day and then like look at boards and be done. I feel like it needs to be more than that, and I could be wrong, but I'm surprised like how much pushback people are like, I just want to show up and just touch keyboards and go home. And I'm like, okay, like you can still do that, but I still want to have other things to do. One of the places we're looking at potentially is the Computer Science Museum of America, which is here in Roswell. We had a meetup there in 2018, but it was still under construction. And so like to have one there, you would potentially get entry to the meetup. You'd have to pay, it'd be like 10 or 15, 20 bucks. I don't want to fully commit now, but you'd get entry into the museum as well. And the museum's really sick. And so like it'd be kind of like a double up thing or something like, I don't know. I'm still working on it. That's why I haven't committed to anything. And the other problem is everybody wants you to commit to picking a date, and like I don't have commitment that people are going to show up. So it's give and take. And I feel for anybody else that tries to organize a meetup. I absolutely do. Yeah, Tinner, if you're going to come from Bama, I want you to feel like it's worth it. And like I would want Garrett from Dixie to show up. I would want people to feel like it's worth their time to come be part of that. And like I said, I think it's more just surprising that there's a lot of people who push back that they don't want a meetup. They don't care about giveaways. They don't care about vendors like being there. They just want to come type on some boards and say, oh, that's cool, and then like, oh man, like that's if that's your cup of tea, that's cool too. Like that's what we're doing in South Carolina. This is what we did last time, which 13 people, and we had a really good time though, because it was kind of, I get it. It was small. It was kind of, I'll say intimate, but in a way that, like, obviously, I mean, like, it was cool to just be able to chat and hang out, and everybody kind of listened and whatever. So I see, like, the downsides with a huge meetup, but at the same time, like, I feel like the community is potentially craving that. But that's just me. That's just how I feel. So that's what I want to do. But we'll get there when we get there. For those of you coming in late, if you didn't know, so we're going to lube some Frankenswitches tonight. I talked about them a few minutes ago. So what we have here, minus the one with the bubblegum stem, I'll get to that one. These are, here we go, sorry. Okay. GAT Inc. GAT Black Ink V2 bottoms, Sprit, excuse me, I always say Spirit, Sprit 58 gram Supreme Springs, a cherry black, not vintage, just cherry black top, and then a snow white stem. I'm doing this because I want overkill on this board that will be ready for pickup on Wednesday. It's all about like just the most insane overkill and opulence I can think of for me personally, and it's a pet project I've been working on for a long time. So we're gonna lube these up. I'm gonna probably start here in a few minutes. We'll get kind of started, but the one with the Bobagum stem, that's the silent for my spacebar. As you guys know, I like a silent big bar. So there's a hint. It's a big bar board, but yeah, really excited for that. Yeah, there has Mutant. I posted the board in the 40s Discord a couple times, maybe once or twice. I've talked about it a little bit too. So like, if you're a detective and you can sleuth through some conversations, you'll probably figure it out. But I'm excited. I will say it's an older board. It's an older 40s, so that'll give you a clue. Big bar, and yeah, big shout out to Robotical for selling me the board at group buy price, original group buy price. That was amazing and a baller move. So I have the parts. They're over here. They're not ready to be shown yet, but I'm gonna bust this out on stream. I mentioned I'm gonna go pick up the board on Wednesday, and I'm also gonna pick up from Michael some acrylic water-based paint. So we're gonna be doing some infill. Probably won't do that on stream though. I'll probably just do that beforehand because I want it to be dry for the build. But these will go into that build. So I'm gonna get started on deconstructing them because that usually takes a few minutes, and I don't want to waste any time. Put the springs here so that we can have somewhere to hold the springs. This should be able to hold all of them. And then we'll put the tops here, the stems. Gotta find a place for the stems. We'll use this artisan. No, I don't want to use the artisan box. I think we'll just use a metallic tray. We're gonna jank this up a little bit. It's gonna be kind of a mess. I think I'm gonna go tried and true with 205 grade 0. But part of me says to use MCG 129. I still have enough, but it's so thick. It's like peanut butter. I think that's the best way to do that, like to describe it. And so you have to be like so light with it, like with how much you apply. It does not spread. It's not very friendly as like if you've never lubed before. Like that's how I can describe it. It's peanut butter. Like 205 grade 0 is very forgiving. In fact, the most forgiving, and I just don't have enough of it, but I don't think it makes the switches sound as good, is 205 grade 2 plus 105. This is probably some of the most forgiving lube I've ever used, where it's really hard to over lube with this stuff, but it also separates really easily. So I think I'm up for the challenge. I like the way this lube kind of deadens some of the sound, at least makes it a little bit deeper. With the cherry tops, I think it'll sound really good. I've already kind of tested it in one of my boards, but not lubed. So, and I don't need to film. So that was the other thing. I don't need to film. I'm gonna show you guys. The stem wobble on these is almost non-existent. So here, like literally stock. There's like very little, if any, stem wobble, which is kind of insane. So I'm super happy with that. Like that's obviously a really good thing. Let's see, very little stem wobble. There we go. That's the best way to show it. So I don't think they need film, and the tops are tight in terms of like clicking to the bottoms of the GAT inks. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with not filming them. I don't think it's necessary. So yeah, but this is gonna be an issue. We'll put tops. We'll put stems in the tray, tops here, and then yeah, like I said, Sprit 58 gram springs. I feel like that's a nice medium between the like 60 gram and higher springs and the like lower 55. Like it's a nice medium for sure. But again, like Frankenswitches I think are weird when you're trying to mix and match parts and like sound has to come into the equation. For me personally, like aesthetics, I couldn't find like JWK Ultimate Blacks, and when I did, I'm like not happy with the sound of the snow white tops. Like originally I wanted snow white tops with a black stem. There's a very like clear theme going on here, and they just didn't sound good. Like the snow white tops sound like crap. So at least with the some of the stems I was using. So I kind of went reverse on what I was originally planning, but I think that these are still very nice switches. As I said, I used them in my minivan. Very pleased with how they came out. Stock, like even stock, they sound good. So maybe we'll screw around at the end when I'm done lubing, and we will see how they sound in the minivan. I don't think the minivan is indicative of how they're going to sound in the final board, because different plate material, different mounting, but it still sounds pretty good in my opinion. So we'll roll with it from there. We'll see how everybody's doing, and how long this might take me too. That's the other part. It's only 40 some odd switches, but I'm going to take my sweet ass time with this. And originally I was going to do this earlier, like last week. I just didn't get around to it. I've been so busy. And even like having this as something to do for content, like I hadn't had the urgency. And then when I got the call today, the board would be ready on Wednesday, I was like, oh, well then, damn, I need to lube these because can't put unlubed switches in the board. So, like I said, these cherry tops are so good, nice and tight. But yeah. And I would do more things tomorrow, but as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, I am headed into my office tomorrow, so that'll be an all-day affair. There's a social thing afterwards, so I will be wrapped up until late in the evening, so I just won't have time to do it. But I'm thinking of building next Tuesday. I'm thinking giving it some time so I don't rush through the build on stream and then have nothing to do for another like month. Like that's my big thing, is I've just been kind of lacking some things to do and stream. I'm in 2 protos right now, but they're gonna take a while. Obviously you guys know one of them with Evan and the Embrace. He did mention obviously that that the video and publicity would be taken care of, so thank you, Evan, for that. Big shout out to him. By the way, it was awesome having him here. So, but very nerve-wracking too for like the guy who designed some of the boards is the one actually typing on yours that you built. It's very nerve-wracking. But he said my collection was very incredible. So I thought that was an awesome compliment. P Knuckles, welcome. Good evening. How are you? Thank you for dropping by. We are in the process of starting to lube. Let me turn this down. There we go. Starting to lube some Frankenswitches. So, look at that. Mutant, not quite. Like late 2017. So I think, decently close to some of the first minivans. But I didn't even get into 40s. Like, I got into 40s, but I didn't get into 40s until quite a bit later. I think it was like January of 19 when did the 40s server start? I know it was like 2019, January 2019. That's when I really like got into 40s. I had already kind of used some, like the UT47, the original, the one that was the FR4 case and all that. So like I had done that for a while, but yeah, like I've been around a long time. I didn't get my first minivan until like late 2019, something like that. When I ran the group buy for the acrylic corn cases, that was the first time I ever tried a minivan. Because I had some extra cash, I'm like, let me see what the hype is all about. Never looked back, ever. But thank you. Like, I appreciate the compliment about the collection. Like I said, it's taken a long time, but like I'm really focused on quality over quantity. Although I do have a lot, I recognize that, but at the same time, like I'm way more selective about the boards I purchase and keep, and that's obviously a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that. So yeah. How is my experience with Embrace? So that was obviously on the test bed that Evan brought, and I'm just gonna say it's such a nice mix between a top mount brass board and like the P4. Like I love the P4, but it's so flexy, and like one of the things Evan pointed out that I didn't really think about until later on was like the P4 is uneven. Like, so if you type on the sides, it's very firm. There's not a lot of give. There's some bounce, but not a lot. But then as you move into the 40, like into the 40, sorry, I was reading down low. If you move into the middle, it's like there's almost like a little bit of sag, and the amount of flex that you get when you type in the middle of the board it's a lot. I don't want to say it's stupid because that's not fair. That was kind of the point of the word, but it's a lot. But it's uneven. So like as you're typing, my experience, like here. So like you can almost see a little bit that it sags in the middle, but like here is very firm. There's not a lot of flex, but then obviously if I go in the middle, there's a ton of flex, and it's an uneven typing feel. Like it's comfortable. I enjoy the bounce, but here versus here versus here, three totally different feelings. With Embrace, I don't know how Evan accomplished it, but no matter where you type, it's even across. Like the feel is even. It doesn't matter if I'm typing on the far right modifier or if I'm typing dead center. The entire thing just moves like perfectly. And when he showed me the mounting, I was so impressed with like how simple it is, but how well it works. And like obviously I'm gonna build the actual prototype. I'm gonna go in for that, and super excited to build it and have it, you know, compared to the van here, which is a very firm typing experience. But from what I felt on the test bed, if anyone skips this board this year, you're gonna kick yourself in the nuts. Like you might as well just like run full steam into like one of those poles that keeps cars from like going into the front doors of like retail shop. You might as well just run full steam and put your nuts right into the pole, because you will regret it. Like I think that this board, everybody likes the hole in the hooligan. I think this is like a step up personally. And I had a hole for a minute, so I know what the hole feels like. I really did enjoy that. I wish I had not. I wish I hadn't gotten rid of that board. That was such a unique powder coat too. But I think at the time, like I wasn't using it a lot, and I wanted some money for some other things. So like I may go back and get another hole. I think that's a really good. That's like a really good similar typing experience to what I think Embrace is really going to be at the end of the day. Obviously for me, I game a ton. I try not to stream Warzone here on this channel just because it's not keyboard content, and Warzone struggles apparently as a streaming option game. But I use this like every day when I game, every night. So to like have one with a knob, which would be cool because I do have to adjust the volume occasionally. Having an acrylic board with RGB, like it's gamer stuff, right? But the typing feel sets it above and beyond, in my opinion, of other boards that are similar, including the Vanagon, which obviously I'm gonna keep this thing forever. I really, really like this board. I cannot stress that enough. But yeah, if FOMO will kick in for sure, if you don't get the board, I think. And I love that like Evan does it in a way that I think it'll be available to anybody who wants to get it. Like I don't remember if there's gonna be like a hard cap or not. Oh boy. But you should get it. That's all I'll say. You should get the board. Save up. It's his only premium board this year. I think it'll be awesome. I really do. All right, let's see if I can find the stem and the spring that I dropped. That exploded out of the housing. That was kind of weird. stem. The stem is here. I think the spring. I don't know where the spring ended up. That might be an issue. I have extra springs, which is fine. Yep. Alright, well, we'll just grab another spring. Like I said, I've got plenty of parts. Sprit. Sprit 58 gram. These are awesome. Try not to lose any other parts. I think Pegasus is going to be good too. Obviously, I haven't had a chance to try that, Dan. But I think Pegasus is going to be one of those boards too. And obviously, like the weight looks amazing. You know, there's a lot of good boards that you're going to be able to purchase this year. And you know, I still like my reliable ones, like the MB44. If you notice, it's missing from the shelf up there. Jake was kind enough to coat that for me. I think he's doing that either tomorrow or Wednesday. Oh, did it? I think it's just the. Sorry, Dan. I think it's just the channel that turned the volume up or something. Let me know if that's a little better. I tried to turn that down. Anyway, Jake is coating a board for me, the MB44, and it did get louder, didn't it? That's so weird. I don't know what happened. Hang tight, guys. Sorry. Is that better? There we go. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. That should be better, yes? Tell me if that's better. Sorry about that. Like, the music on the YouTube channel went up. I don't know. The volume did. I have no idea why that happened. Anyway, so Jake's got my MB44. I'm doing a very straightforward, simple color. Not that I disliked the green. I thought the green was good. But I honestly had trouble matching a lot of my key sets to it. And that's just because I'm not big on, like, a lot of neutrals or beige. Like, obviously, I like a lot of, like, pop, a lot of color. So, you know, green goes well, in my opinion, with other green sets. Beige, white, black. Like I said, just very neutral. And that's fine. But for me, like, I've got GMK Pulse just sitting in a drawer, and it needs to go somewhere. And the black and white's going to come off of the P4, and that's going to go on something else. So, like, I have options that I need to take advantage of. And yeah, so I figured, like, let me send this off to Jake and hit him up, and he's going to coat the board in, I think it's called Stone Gray. It'll look really good, I think, and I'll have a one-off MB44. And again, still one of my favorite boards. I see why it won Board of the Year in 2021. It's such a good board, and I love it. I know Dan's got his with the what were those? The Aqua Xylence. And I'm sure he still likes that board. So yeah, to have something that a little more subtle, a little more easy to match other key sets too, because I still like to buy, sell, trade some other key sets. I've got Space Cadet that I have, like, not touched since I put it on Garbage Truck, and then I had it on the SP Mini for a minute. So, like, that needs to go on something. So maybe I'll put Pulse on the P4, and on the gray MB44 put, you know, Space Cadet or something. I don't know. I have options now, which is nice too. And I still got Black Hub that I haven't done anything with. So it's just been a mix and match adventure lately. Kind of want green MB, but I already have purple and lilac. So yeah, like, and those are good colors too, right? Like, I think you're referring to, you got both the Mistake color and the what's the other one? The non-Mistake. So yeah, like lilac was the kind of Mistake or something like that. But yeah, like, those are good colors. It's just I wanted something that matches well with, like, anything. So white, black, gray, you know, something easy. And I don't really have any gray boards anymore. I've got the SP Mini, which is smoked polycarb, kind of looks gray, but I don't have anything else. So I figured that was the answer. So that's what I did. oops, let's move these springs into something a little more forgiving. And I think, like I said, I think tonight might take a little longer, but we're gonna go with MCG 129. Again, it's thicker. I think it mutes the switches a little bit better, personally. That's just my opinion. But like, hopefully these switches will get done. I won't take forever. And yeah, this is gonna be such a good build next week. I'm genuinely have been looking forward to this for a long time. Dan, you want a white 40 next, but nothing piques your interest so far. You can always get it Cerakoted. So like Stormtrooper is a good white. You know, you can do E-white. I think that's fine, but yeah, this stuff. Let me zoom out a little bit. This stuff is so thick. Here, sorry. Let's see if we can get like that little bit is almost too much. Like that's too much for the Switch. It's kind of insane how thick this stuff is and how far it'll go. Like, I don't need a lot. No, I didn't buy this from Divinity. Like, I actually got the Lube Station 3D printed for me. Cody at Keyhive, he did it for me a long time ago when I thought I was going to lube a lot more switches. Turns out I don't. And he was kind enough to do that for me. So, got it from him. I think I got the lube from other places at the time. I actually think the MCG came from Novelties. The 205 Grade 0, I think that might have come from Divinity. But yeah, like it's a mix and match, Dan. Like it's a little bit of everything. But you can find supplies everywhere. I think Divinity is a great site. There's a couple of places that have good supplies. I know like lubing good switches is so important, but God, this is so tedious to me. That's fine. And I'm not going to oil the springs. I think the springs are good as they are. So normally, like, I would oil those with knife oil. I'm not going to do that for this. I can always go back. The board that I'm building has the slots for the tops for the switches, so I can always go back and open them up if I need to. So it's just something that I can do, which is good. So I'm going to the office tomorrow. For those that don't know, I know Dan lives here, so he kind of understands. The office is in downtown, which means my commute in the morning, if traffic is just normal, is an hour and 15 minutes into downtown Atlanta. If traffic's bad, probably an hour and a half. If traffic's too bad, then I'm just not going to go. But it should be okay. I leave here about 7. I usually get there about 8:15, somewhere in there. Yeah. But I know I've posted pictures on the 40s Discord. Our office is pretty awesome. We get tons of freebies like snacks and stuff. Lunch is always provided. But it's a haul. And the good news is, because we have this social afterwards, I have a reason to stay longer, and I won't have to worry about traffic on the way home. But yeah, Atlanta traffic is no joke. Yeah, no, it's not. Our office moved to Sandy Springs. They're bringing us back in the office again. No work from home. Yeah, and even for you, Dan, like that drive sucks too. Like, because you got to deal with 400, which blows. Like, at least with my drive, I can take Peachtree Parkway to Peachtree Parkway to Peachtree Industrial to 285 to 85, and then get off at the Peachtree Buford connector, and then go the back way, like by Sweetwater, and go the back way over to Pont City Market and get there. So I actually have outsmarted Google Maps quite a few times going that route, which is cool. But yeah, it's no fun. It's definitely no fun. And job hunting definitely sucks. I understand that for sure. So I don't blame you. Work from home is such a nice thing now, and like companies that are forcing people to come back just suck. Like why? There's no need to, right? But yeah, that's too much. See, I gotta be. That's so much lube. It's insane how little lube you need for these. But like I said, I want to take my time on these and get them right, because this build, if I am really happy with it, I'm going to use it for quite a while. Hoping I can ride PIB all the way to 285 and hit permit area. That's review. Yeah, you might be able to. I forget you're more on the east side, so that might make sense for sure. PIB is Peachtree Industrial Boulevard for anybody that cares or that wants to know. That's what that means. And in Atlanta, you're either OTP or ITP, which means outside the perimeter or inside the perimeter, because our 285 makes a big perimeter around the city. So yeah, Dan, I'm with you. Definitely change the family life, right? Because you get more time. And like this morning, I went to get my hair cut, so I took my daughter to school. And that's, my wife and I trade off occasionally. It just depends on like what our mornings look like. But like the ability to be able to take my daughter to school and then come back and then like just roll down here in the basement and start working is such a nice, thing. And this whole like area down here in the basement has become so nice and chill. So I would hate to give that up to work at an office every day. That would blow. I think I'd quit too. So I don't blame you. I get it. But yeah, like our office has some sweet stuff like free lunch, free snacks. One of the downsides, you have to pay for parking. Parking is $24. They don't reimburse it, but what you gonna do? But yeah, like I like the snacks. It's stupid. I eat ice. Like I love chewing ice. I always have. And they have like one of the best ice makers in the world there. Yeah, 24 per day, gnarly. You can get a pass where it's like 100 and I think it's like 100 a month. But I don't go in enough to justify that. Like, I'm not going in 4 times a month, so I'm not doing that. Yes, Tanner, I'm an ice chewer. And they've got one of those machines that like spits out the perfect consistency ice. And I'm a sucker for it. And they gave me like one of those nice metal sustainable bottles. So I just go and fill that sucker up, especially like before I go home. So I've got this ice that's like lasts through the evening. It's awesome. But besides that, they've got cold brew coffee on tap, like an actual tap, which is sweet. They have kombucha if you're into that. I'm not. Soda, Red Bull, tons of LaCroix. Yeah, well, of course we got snacks at home, but I mean like from a you're stuck in the office kind of perspective, like at least they're giving us that, right? And like I said, lunch is provided too. And like tomorrow's the exception because there's so many people there. They're just doing like a catered lunch. But normally, like we just go on the site and we pick from like 1 or 2 menus, and then you order it and you have like a budget, and then they deliver it, which is really cool too. So, like they try. I think they do a good job, and they understand that if they want us to keep coming back in, they've got to provide those amenities and creature comforts and whatnot. $24 a day will buy you a lot of ice. Oh, I'm sure. Like, I'm sure $24 a day times a month, and I could afford one of those cool ass ice machines. But I don't want that right now, and it's not going to stop from the fact that I still have to go in. So I might as well just be happy with what they provide. Look, I'm not saying it's awesome that I have to drive into the office. I think that kind of stinks, but at least they seem to understand that when I got hired, it was a work from home position and fully remote, and that's the way it's going to continue, and that's cool too. So like, you know, I get it. And honestly, pre-pandemic, when I still worked at my other company, the snacks cost money. You had to go and like, they were subsidized a little bit, but you had to go pay for them, right? Here they're free. Like, so like I said, it's give and take. But our office is super progressive. We have like a multi-faith room. We've got lockers, tons of meeting rooms. I think there's more meeting rooms than people. But yeah. And they provide all those snacks, and I still sometimes, like quite often, get like coffee on the way in. Which I guess, like, because I'm awake so early, I just go instinctively get it. I know people are gonna hate me, but like I drink Dunkin', and I get a ton of points. Like especially on Mondays. Mondays, ordering through the mobile app, you get 100 extra points. So 2 Mondays in a row, and you get a free drink. Like, so I don't know. Probably won't get coffee tomorrow. I'll probably just end up with like a Red Bull, because I'm a sucker for Red Bull. But yeah. Gotta go in tomorrow, and then Wednesday go pick up the new board, or the new and improved board, and then I think I'll wait till Tuesday. It's gonna kill me to wait that long, but I think I'll wait till Tuesday to build, and then we'll go from there. So, yeah. I always think the stems are like, or the stems, excuse me, the housing, the bottom housing is always the hardest part to lube. The stems, especially on like linears, is so easy to lube because you just cover the whole damn thing. Dan, what do you get from Dunkin'? Because I'm not a huge coffee drinker, and I actually don't like mine that sweet. But something about like the first time I wanted coffee and I went to Dunkin', they just kind of filled that itch. I'm curious what you get, because I know everybody's tastes are different. People are like, oh, I like coffee drinks, and then like I find out they're just getting like some massive sugar bomb frappe from like Starbucks, and I'm like, do you like coffee or do you just like the sugar? Out of town until Wednesday, hold off until Thursday, and I'll come over. Okay. I mean that could work too. I could wait until Thursday of next week, and you're more than welcome to come hang out, pull up the chair back here, and while I build, I'm more than happy to have you over, bud. So just text me later. We can talk about that for sure. You're always welcome, because you were a cool guest when we built the Phoenix. But yeah, tell me your coffee drink. And for any of you, Tenor, Gnarly, what are you guys drinking? Are you coffee? Or are you like energy drinks like Monster? I don't like Monster. I know a lot of people really like Monster. I don't. Something about like I know people will be like, oh, Red Bull tastes very chemically. Like Monster tastes super chemically to me. Even like the juices and stuff, I don't like it. Coffee and Red Bull, yeah. But I recognize, like, I'm weird because I love the way, like, regular Red Bull tastes. Not really a coffee drinker. Oh, vanilla latte. Okay. Yeah, see, and... No, not knockoff Skittles, Gnarly. They taste like Smarties. Like, if someone crushed up Smarties and put them in a carbonated drink, that's what it tastes like. I drink it for the taste. I like it. Maybe I'm just weird. I can remember the first time I had it too. I was working at Publix in high school, and the first time I ever had it, and I remember like I didn't know what to expect, and I took a sip, and literally my brain was like, "This is Smarties candy," and I was like, "This is so good." I do like some of the other flavors, like the coconut berry one is good. Watermelon's pretty solid. I don't like the mango one. The mango one kind of sucks in my opinion. But yeah, unfortunately, I've been a Red Bull drinker for a long time. I did go the entirety of 2020 without drinking a Red Bull. That was kind of like a self-imposed New Year's resolution, and I did that. So yeah, I know it does, Gnarly. I know it's not good for me, which is why I took an entire year of not doing it. But ew, you like the mango kind, Tenor? Come on now, no, that like I remember I first liked it when it came out, and I was like, no, it's too much. Like it's too tropical. They had one, so they have coconut berry. They had one like 2 summers ago. It was blue, and it was like their summer edition. It was I can't remember what they called it. Something like Beach Day or so. But like, it reminded me of sitting on the beach when I used to live in Florida. Like, that's literally what it reminded me of. And I was like, wow, they like hit the nail on the head with the naming of this. Like, it was really good. Yeah, and I know Costco is the place to get it, but my wife would kill me if I went and got that 24 pack. She would absolutely murder me, because she knows like they're bad for you, and she hates that I drink them. So she would have none of that. I don't want to get that. Yeah, I never got into Monster, and maybe that's a good thing. Tanner, does that make you a Kyle if you drink Monster? Like if you watch Trevor Wallace, he always had that joke about being a Kyle and like chugging Monster. Is that you? Is that what you do? But yeah. Oh, Dan, since you're here, do you want to skip helping out your wife and come up on a Saturday and come to Greenville with me for the meetup? I guess I should ask you that. Hey, Static, what's going on? You know that van has been parked there forever. Dude, that van probably has, like, an arrest warrant out for the amount of parking tickets it has sitting here. Like, let's be honest, right? Still one of my favorite boards. Even through all my other ones. But again, because I game enough that I use it for what it's made for. Alright, no problem. No problem, Dan. It's been a long time. Yeah, May 14th. It's a Saturday. I'd leave here about 10 o'clock, 10:30, somewhere in there. And then we'd be back probably by like 7:30, depending if we stop for dinner. It's a long day, so I recognize if you can't do it, but I just figured I'd ask. I hope that's enough lube. I'm doing a very, very light lube job on purpose. I can always go back and like redo these, but yeah. Yeah, Static, I agree. He definitely captured some magic. You missed the conversation about Embrace. I think not that I'm concerned that you're going to go in or not. You don't want to miss Embrace. I think from what I typed on it, it's perfect, absolutely perfect. And yeah, I said perfect. The feel is so even across the entire board. It's not too flexy, but it's not too firm. Like Evan hit the nail on the head. So, and that was so cool. Having Evan over here was awesome. Like, as far as timeline, I think he's doing the proto round here shortly. I know he and I have been kind of chatting about that a little bit. And then I think it's just up to how many he sells once they open up the group buy, or once he does, and how many Chris can do. Like, I think about what a blessing Chris has been for this hobby for us, and having a go-to manufacturer in the U.S. to do prototypes and cases and group buys, and like, and he's very good, obviously. So that's been awesome to have him here to be able to do that. Super awesome. Oops. God, this stuff is so thick. That's what she said. That really sounded gross. Let me not say that. But yeah, he did Phoenix. He didn't anodize it, but he did Phoenix. He did the holes. He did hull again. What else did he do? I think he did the vans, right? He did Coriander. So yeah, he's awesome. He's doing some other boards. There's another prototype that's being done, but I'm not allowed to talk about that one, or at least being in on that one. I'm super excited to build and stream that, though. That's going to be a great board too. Like, we have a lot of good boards coming this year. And since there's only like 5 of you in here, I'm going to tell you that I am working on a project for right after Ocean. We're already kind of experimenting right now with a new mounting system. And if all goes well with the mounting system and the prototypes, I will be doing a small run group by like 20, maybe 30 boards total. So just FYI, you guys heard that here first. It is a van style layout, a little more unique. But the mounting system, I think, is going to be, man, if I can nail this mounting system, it's going to be insane. But yeah, like, it all comes down to the prototyping and the mounting. And I've been 3D printing some stuff for the mounting. It'll be cool. I've already named the board. It's L0. So, if you guys are snoops and sleuths, you can look up L0, although it'll probably give you like a bajillion answers, but there's one in particular that sticks out. But that's all you're getting from me, and I'm working on it, so it should be cool. It's a partnership. A couple people are going to be in on helping me with the board. I'm going to be doing the case design myself. Someone else is going to be doing the PCB. Someone else is going to be the hookup for the manufacturer. We're gonna go to someone in China, I think, just from a cost perspective, unless we can make it work here in the US. But all very early. This is in quite a few months. Obviously, I need Ocean to be delivered. I need to get Ocean out the door, get the extras sold, get that project off my plate before I do anything else. But at least wanted to tease you guys, let you know, hey, there is another board and another layout I'm working on. And you probably won't want to miss out on that either. You know, it's going to be another hedgy board, so that should be awesome. All right, making good progress here. Sorry, this part is the slowest. Yeah, still waiting on Ocean. COVID is absolutely screwing with us, unfortunately, and if you've seen like some of those, like, I hate to use gnarly, but hey, gnarly ass videos coming out of China. Yeah, I understand why there's a delay, and so we are stuck at the mercy of them being able to do their jobs. It kind of sucks because, from what I understand, China wants to be a zero COVID state, which will never happen. So that may just put a damper on some things, but the boards are packed. They just need to be shipped. And as soon as they're shipped, they'll be on the boat. And when they're on the boat, that just means they're closer to here. And when they're closer to here, everybody's happy. So it's been a slow, very steady process. And one that I am ready to have come to an end, get you guys the boards in hand so we can get this off my plate, and I can focus on some other stuff. I'm glad I did a big run for my first group buy board, but future ones, I think I'm going to be like Evan, stick to small numbers, keep it simple, not overwhelm myself, because that's what it feels like sometimes. And, I wish communication was a little bit better in certain aspects, but hey, we're stuck with what we got, right? So, did it though? Gnarly, I can't remember when Campsite Group Buy was, because I feel like Campsite got screwed by COVID too. I don't know what Andrew's doing. Wallet burner. I don't know what he's got going. I know he's supposed to be shipping soon, right? I didn't go in on that. I thought it was a little expensive for just a case. Looks nice, don't get me wrong, but yeah. 2221. Okay, well then, damn, I still have a ways to go. Hey Zarth, set up upstairs. No, this is my basement. Welcome. All I did was my first ever stream was over on this side of the wall, like over here, and then I moved everything over to here. So I just moved around a lot in the basement. A couple months ago, not even, we moved my office down into here, my wife and I. So with the help of her mom, so I moved this setup around. This was against the wall back here. We moved everything forward. But yeah. And thank you, Zarth. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it now, and I'm gonna be like a little narcissistic. I'm gonna get a Hedgie 404 neon sign for back there. I'm gonna move some shelves around, and that'll be in the back behind me. I've always kind of wanted that. But yeah, it's gonna be a chill place to hang and stream and whatnot. So do it. I will. Yeah, apparently QC's ready to go, like for campsite, or it's like done and staged up and ready to be shipped. So I think I saw that on like Insta or somewhere. But I know Wallet Burner's ready to get that one out the door too. So are you, Gnarly? Like I feel like, I mean, obviously I'm close to the project. I feel like we've had a lot of hiccups, but we haven't talked about a ton of them. Obviously, like the PCB was a big one. But thank you if you feel like it's gone well. I just tried to keep communication up. I recognize a lot of you put. It is Dr. Wallet Burner now. That's right. Excuse me, my throat's bothering me. I recognize that a lot of you put up a ton of money, and I'm very appreciative of that. But I recognize that if I was in your shoes, I'd want updates pretty often. Even if there was no update, I'd want an update. So it was important to me to like recognize, just keep communication going, and yeah. Oh well, thank you, Gnarly. Yeah, I hope, like I said, I believe everybody will enjoy it. I hope everybody really likes the boards. I know what I had in hand when I had my working protos. Obviously, I traded my working one to get the van. Don't regret that one bit. But yeah, I think everybody will be very pleased. I do think more people will end up hopefully building with the FR4 plate or buying a different plate material altogether. Not that I hate brass. I love brass, but I think that it doesn't sound as good as I thought it would. But yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. And it's funny because, like, obviously, less than a year from purchase to delivery, that was our goal. But the whole board, like, I look back, the whole board's been in progress since, like, start of the pandemic, February of 2020. So this is a very, very long 2+ year project. It's taken a lot of time. We've had some hiccups, obviously being unhappy with the manufacturer the first time through the protos, having to order new protos through a second manufacturer, having to set up the group buy, having to get Jay as a vendor from prototype. Like, there was a lot that happened. And I'll make a little bit of money off this. Like, I'm not making like buku dollars, but like, I definitely understand why group buy runners will put extra for profit or extras or what. Like, I get it. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of effort. And I think like people who've never who've never like helped run a group buy, they don't understand why it costs so much sometimes. And like, I don't know. I didn't want to overcharge though either. Like, I was very clear in my messaging to Taylor. Like, when we go through and we source all this stuff, like, these are our 40s peeps. I don't want to screw anybody. That was my big thing. Like, I don't want to make anybody feel like they're overpaying. And I get it. COVID changed a lot of stuff, but you guys know my feeling on like Pearl R2 and yeah, like Pearl R2 is so nice, and like I love Cube, so nice, but $600 is a lot of money for any board, whether it be a 65%, a 40%, whatever. It's a lot of money, and I wasn't about to ask my 40s friends for, $400+ for a base kit. Yeah, I think after tax it came out to like $380 something if you just bought just the base kit, but no extras. But I didn't want to have a $400 board for a 40, even with all the features. Like, I'm glad I have all those features, but yeah, I just didn't want a $400 board to be with my name attached to it. Now, if I go like a smaller quantity, like a 20 run, 30 run board, like I'm working on with L0, that might be a little bit more money, but also the mounting system is going to be totally worth it. So, like, there's some give and take there. You know what I mean? But overall, like, I'm pretty happy with what I've been able to provide, and hopefully you guys finally get to experience it soon. I really hope you do. I know a couple people have typed on them in person at a meetup, but I hope you guys get a chance, because it's an awesome board. And obviously I'm saying that because I designed it, but it's awesome. But yeah. I don't know why my throat's bothering me. More alcohol, right? That's always the answer. There we go. That's like way too much lube still. There we go. This is always the longest part, but then we'll put the springs in. I don't have to film, which is fantastic. And then lube up the stems real fast. I just want to take my sweet time with the housings, because that's where I feel like you can really over lube if you're not careful. What am I right about, Dan? You got to tell me. I like how quiet it got because I turned the music down now. I can barely hear it, but I'm not trying to make you guys go deaf either. There we go. Dan, you said I was right. What was? Yeah, it was pretty loud earlier. Yeah, I know. It's also what happens when, because I had to change the desktop audio for when I streamed Warzone that one night, and that was kind of a disaster. So yeah. Oh yeah, Gnarly was right about the waiting in the hobby. That's part of the game. Unless like, even if you wait for GMK, I guess. Like, I don't know. I don't purchase GMK group buys. Like I don't partake in them. But I find it funny, like, if you're patient enough and you're willing to wait, like, good for you, right? And I see all these people, like, people need to stop releasing GMK group buys so the queue can catch back up. And I'm like, that'll never happen because people still are buying in. Like, you got to stop the demand, and the demand is still there. Like, people really want GMK stuff, and there's a reason, like, the quality is insanely good. Even if it shines, like, I get it if you don't like shine, fine, whatever, but like, my shit's shiny, I don't care. I really enjoy these caps. They look good. The color is insane. The quality is pretty damn awesome. I still think the E's are a little funky in some of those, but you know, it comes with the territory. Now it's awesome we've got Milky Way as a dye sub option. It's awesome that we've got Damaki with their cherry profile, except that they won't do 40s. I know Alas is working on that, but I know they also mentioned like the demand for 40s in China, where their like main market is not existent, so they don't want to do the molds, which kind of sucks. Because I love their like all-in-one kits. Like those look awesome. There's so much compatibility with their all-in-one kits, and I was like, I would love to just get like a 40s kit, and then you can buy some alphas and a 40s kit, but apparently that's not meant to be right now. So. Because like Semiconductor, they have like I don't want to call it a knockoff, but they've got like a rip on like Apollo. They've got white on black, so like they have a lot of colorways already, which look awesome. But again, no 40 support. Obviously, like on a 13U board, you can get away with no 40 support because you can use like control or caps locks for your 1.75 inner, but and Dan, I don't blame you. Like, I just at this point, like I just pay extras pricing. Like it's fine if I really want something bad enough. I paid extras pricing on GMK Grand Prix. I think I paid like $235 for base kit plus 40s, but I don't regret it. It's an awesome looking set in person. Like, Grand Prix is so good looking. Yeah, the lack of R2. So just use delete or end. Use either one. Like, end is fine. No one notices when you put end up here. Just saying. Like, you can put end there and it works. Like, when I had GMK Toxic on the garbage truck, the icon symbol for control or caps locks, one of those caps locks I think, was my enter key, and then I had end for like the backspace and like an artisan for my escape. Like you find a way to make it work because the compatibility is not there. Like, you end up finding a way. But it's funny you mentioned that. All right, all the housings are done. Nice. All right. And Dan, you mentioned earlier about the mat. Thank you very much. Like, I'm very happy with it. Shout out to Shang on the Mech Market Discord for selling me both KWK mats at the group buy price of $55 shipped. That was awesome. So $110 for this one, and then I've got the other one. So I've got 4 rough mats now. I've got 2 KWKs, both Bro mats, both the color and non-color. If you guys have not had a chance to feel like the rough desk mats, the rough texture, it's awesome, and you should definitely find a way to get one because they are, in my opinion, heads and shoulders above the smooth ones, and the colors come out much more rich, in my opinion. Like the blacks look black. The colors are deep. Like the camera doesn't pick up like how good this mat looks in person, and same with my like Bro mat one that's actually in color. It's amazing looking. Oops. Oh shit! Don't want to drop another spring. Yeah, very cool. That's not that mat is nice. Yeah, thank you. And I think more people are going to start going to the rough texture, so we'll start seeing more like options. Obviously, like the rough ones I can think off my head are all the Bro Caps ones because they had those ones in group buy like a month ago that were five different colorways. You've got both rubber hose mats. You've got the gaff mat. You've got these 2 KWKs. I think there might be like 1 or 2 more. So I just realized as long as GMK wait times are, I've been waiting 15 months for a switch opener. What? Which switch opener? Cam 80s After Dark? That, damn, okay. For a switch opener? I love my little magnetic one from wherever the hell I got that one. I've got those shitty B-stock ones from whoever that was a long time ago. They're awful. I regret purchasing, but I've got 3. I've been using this magnetic one for however long now, and it's awesome. And I got green because why not? But there we go. Oh, a Nutcracker collaboration? Okay. Gotcha. Alright, springs, and then stems, and then tops. And we'll be good. And like I said, maybe we'll, depending on what time it is, well, it might be like 11 o'clock, we might just, I might just call it tonight. We'll see. We'll see if I want to test out 1 or 2 of these. Well, yeah, I don't think anybody thought it would take that long, right? I've been very picky about stuff I buy into now, you know, like, and my wait times, and not that I'm, like, upset about the wait times, but, like, I find myself constantly, like, keeping an eye on it. When is this ready? When does it ship? Like, so there's been a lot of stuff, like, I haven't purchased in group buy just because I don't want to deal with the wait. Doesn't matter if it's, like, 6 months or a year and a half. I just don't want to. What's up, J5? How are you? Welcome, and good evening. Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, cat really did kind of get bad. I'm curious to see what the double shot stuff ends up like. I think that'll be very telling. And I think a lot of people are very antsy to see how that turns out. Because if we do have another like double shot option, that'll be awesome. Like really, really awesome. Especially because that one guy was doing or wanted to do Cat Miami Nights, and I'm all for that. Like, I love Miami Nights, so to have that would be sick. If the new mold shape form cyberspace is any indication of the feel of double shot, then I am 100% out. So I didn't cyberspace is the green and black, right? I think that one. I do not know what that set is like, so give me a little more, if you don't mind, Static. Give me a little bit more what you mean by that. I'm not sure I understand. The definitely not the Matrix set. Okay, so it is that one, yeah. The definitely not the Matrix. That's a good way to put that. Okay, there we go. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I love these new lights because I can see the shininess of the lube and if I'm over lubing or not. But I'm not today. I have some Sprit. Okay. Oh, smaller overall, flatter on top, less. Oh, yeah, no. By the way, this is the silent bubblegum switch. Just FYI. Come here, or stem. Come on. Focus, damn you. I guess there we go. So this will go in the first one. This will be my space bar. Cam, okay, still waiting on a set for that still too. Damn, this travel, like, it's not the end of the world. If I don't like this stem, I can always pull it out, but I can definitely feel like the lack of travel. But the good news is like dead ass silent. Like dead ass silent. So I guess that's the good news. Alright, one down. Let's go. Yeah, it's been a really long time since Cam has delivered a set, right? Which, side note, Little Pilot was really good. Just saying. I kind of regret trading that set for White on Black, but I got White on Black with 40's extension for it, so no complaints there. But yeah, like, Cam Little Pilot was low-key really good with the shine. I didn't think I would like it, but I really liked the feel. Oh damn, I can barely see on these switches. Oop. So hopefully, well, let's see what the non-silent switch sounds like. Cam Sewing 10. Yeah, I remember you told me you joined Sewing 10. Oh, that's you, Static. Okay, thank you for the DM. I can hear it on my work computer. I've got Discord on my work computer, but shh. Oh yeah, I'm happy. This is smooth. Oh yeah. This is gonna be a good switch, y'all. I'm glad I went with the MCG. That's gonna deaden the sound nicely. Alright, cool. I am definitely happy with that. You're in trouble? Like with the wife? Because I think you got that for the wife, right? Like that was, Dan, that's why you went in on that? But yeah, Key Creative really needs to earn some reputation back, I think. Because they've put a lot of people in a bind for real. And that kind of sucks. Remember how bad Wraith was? Wraith turned out awful. Like the corners, you could see like the light, like where it got lighter from the dye sub. Oof. I'm still waiting on $300 in camera fine, so it depends on what you mean by in trouble. Yeah. She quilts hardcore and saw me looking at it and said buy it now. Yeah, you're screwed if that never comes through. Just saying. I think your wife was in the car that one time, but... yeah, some of the alphas on Cadet weren't great. Mine turned out pretty okay for the most part. There's a couple that I can tell, like if you put them side by side, you can tell they're a little wonky. But yeah, like, I get it. Like, dye sub has its own inherent issues, right? So, there we go. Cat. I know what you meant. I knew you meant Cat Space Cadet. That's what I've got. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 boxes back there of Cadet. So I know. Oh, ooh. Hopefully, like, they sounded good in the minivan. I hope they sound good in this build. I'm gonna really, like, punch myself if they don't sound good. Like, remember what I said about Embrace? Like, how if you don't buy in, like, you should run full speed nuts first into, like, one of those poles. I feel like if these switches sound like shit in the build, I'm gonna, like, do that to myself on stream. Like, I'll just, like, punch myself in the nuts. Not really, but I mean, like, I have a lot riding on these because I spent so much, like, buying all the parts and then lubing and then to put them in. If they don't, God, if they don't sound good, I'm gonna be so upset. I will be so upset. Just saying. I know, Mutant. They better be good, right? Either that or you guys are going to be asking to see me punch myself in the nuts on stream. But I think they'll be good. I really do. Like I said, like, I'm just a little worried because I don't think anybody's done these yet. So. But again, lubing them with a thick lube is going to help tremendously. Sticking with a uniform stroke. That's what she said. There we go. And I think they look cool. I actually passed on Embrace and don't have any regrets yet. But Embrace isn't out yet. Or are you saying you just didn't want to partake in the proto? And Key Creative does make Cat and Cam. Yes, they are. That's them. That's where that GIF came from, where they're like chopping up all those like milkshake or whatever PBT caps. I can't remember which one those are. Like they put them in like a shredder or whatever. Like bad QC caps. There we go. Cool. Mutant, were you around for the when I was showing off all the artisans I got? I did that at the beginning of the stream. They're so nice. Oh, they're static. Your DM came through on my watch static. Let's clear that out real fast. Thank you for the album. Appreciate that. And yeah, they are smaller. What the fudge? That's crazy. Here we go. Sorry. Okay. So I feel a little more confident if I overlube the stems just a hair, because I can literally brush some of it off. But with the housing, I was like super nervous because I didn't want the housings to be like goopy and sound like crap. Oh, you only saw the Prime Caps one? Let me show you Mutant. Take a quick break from this for a second. My box is insane at the moment. It looks so good. And I've got another Alpha Gaming set showing up with a matching Jedi Blinker that I'll put here. And I won Mozzie Cap set, so I've got an Escape and a bunch of arrows coming that are purple and awesome looking. But the Prime Caps Rainbow set that we got, that was part of the commission. It's Always Sunny in Hell, Lurvana, the Lurv, Simple Jack. I'm like super pleased. And these are A-Simplex. I mentioned this earlier, like low-key, these A-Simplex arrow keys are so good. I wish he would do more of them. I really do. And thank you, Mutant. Yeah, I'm surprised I'm like one of the few people collecting the gamer sets from Alpha. Not that I want competition, but like, I get it. Gamer sets aren't for everybody, but I really enjoy them, and I think they look good. The Buman was Dark Specularity. That's an older Buman for sure. But if you look up on Keycap Archivist, Dark Specularity, you'll find it. That's the one I got as a gift from Jampot for proxying his stuff. He gave that to me, which was such a nice gift. So nice. I'm very thankful for that. So Yeah, go get DSA Milkshake, Dan. But isn't that DSA set from a different that's not obviously SP, it's from someone else. I can't remember who. There's a lot of good things for sale on Novel Keys right now. You can get Grand Prix for like $150, but there's no 40s kit. Same with Space Cadet, you can get it for like $150, but there's no 40s kit. But yeah, they're having a sale right now. I think they're Key Creative, right? Like, I could swear that DSA set's Key Creative too. In fact, you were just talking about them. But I've heard good things about that DSA Milkshake set, so for what it's worth. I've heard good things. Alright. So smooth. So smooth. Yep, these are going to be awesome. Cool. I'm trying to debate what board I want to bring to work tomorrow. I'm thinking the garbage truck. Like, I brought the SP Mini last time, and while it's really cool and it's super comfortable, it's also kind of a bitch to lug around and like feel comfortable and that it won't get like damaged because it's polycarbonate. But like the garbage truck surprisingly travels really well, and I want to toss the matching artisans on it for like the full effect. So I think I'm gonna bring the garbage truck tomorrow. I've brought it in a couple times. As much as I want to bring the P4 in, I brought that in previously. Didn't gather any oohs and ahs because I think it just looks so like simple. I mean, it's tiny, but it looks simple. So I think I'm gonna bring in the garbage truck for a conversation piece, especially with the artisans on it. I think that'll be cool. Oh, dude, you're gonna love the hub set. Like, they're comfortable, and in fact, they're so comfortable. Let me put the P4 back. They're so comfortable that I put the hub bars on my GMK 80s kid set. Like, the bars are probably the best part, honestly. And you can see, like, height-wise, they're just fine. But this is like the way they're supposed to be. Sorry, this is the way they're supposed to be flipped. They're so comfortable. And like the rest of the hub profile, it's hard to tell, like, in my opinion, it's hard to tell which ones are the homing keys for your like ASDF, but they're so comfortable to type on. Like, I'm a huge proponent of hub. I'm gonna say this too. If you hang out in like the 40 server often, I'm changing the hedgy points name per Nap. Nap Wizard said they should be called the hedge fund, so they're hedge fund points. If you like hub, keep track of your hedge fund points. That's all I'm gonna say. Just keep track of your hedge fund points. I'm working with someone on some things, and yeah. Yes, there are 2 homing keys in there, and they're really hard to tell which ones they are, but they do exist. So yes, they have homing keys for what would be F and J. Just FYI, they do exist. So not double shot hub gnarly. I'm not that crazy. But some other things, like, I don't know. I've got my hand in a couple of things. I feel like I've got my hand on the pulse on a lot of stuff too. But yeah, if you just keep track of your hedge fund dollars, that's all I'm gonna say. Might be worth it. Which, by the way, did any of you guys win the field trip raffle spot? I know I took a big fat L on that, like a big L, and I'm so disappointed. I really wanted that board. Which, by the way, screw Beppo for being like, oh, trying to capitalize on FOMO. Like, fuck you too, dude. Because I really did want that board. Yeah. Because now I have all the artisans. Like, I know where to put them. I put them on the SP Mini, but nah. I feel like had I drawn silver, maybe I would have gotten selected, but I don't know. Oh, see, Tinner, it was a grand on artisans. Jesus, gnarly. But again, that's what happened to me. Like, I really wanted to win, but then like I got that literally like the same day. I guess because he did the invoices on Sunday. The same day, I got the invoice from Mozzie Caps for the escape and the arrows, and that was like $150. I think it was $155 shipped. So that was cool. And then I forgot that I have to pay for the Cerakoting job on this board that I'm picking up on Wednesday, which is like $230. And I was like, oh, it's probably a good thing I didn't win. I would have been spending a lot of money. And then I'm going to have to spend, what, $500 probably for the Embrace prototype. And then I already spent last month $300 towards another prototype. Like, money's just like blowing out my ass. Like, I needed to slow down anyway. But yeah, it's probably like a blessing in disguise that I didn't win, honestly. Still a really nice board. Still did want to win, but probably like a good thing that I didn't have to spend $445 or whatever it was. Plus, I would have like gotten a PC. I put in for like an extra PCB and a squiggle and all that. It would have been like $500 and change for that board. So again, probably a blessing in disguise. So I'll take it and run. What artisans do you end up with, Gnarly, that you spent a grand on? Watch you tell me like just one, like you got a gaff or some shit like that. Or like some Brocap stuff. Like a last pilot. I really want a last pilot for some reason. I like really, really want one. Welcome, Dr. 1, DR1. Welcome. Thank you for the follow. How are you tonight? Thanks for dropping in. Please tell me where you're coming from. Would love to know. Oh, wow. I haven't updated that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dr. 1. We're not doing the P4. That was quite a few streams ago. My bad. I really should update that. Good on you, though, for knowing the command. Tonight we're just lubing. I'm doing some Frankenswitches. Basically, I am putting together some weird-ass Frankenswitches. Some Gat Black ink V2 bottoms, Sprit 58-gram Supreme Springs, cherry black tops with snow white stems, lubed with Crystal Lube MCG 129, which I'm making my way through the second half of the lubing process. They are going to go into a very special 40s build that I'm picking up on Wednesday that will build probably next Thursday. So, I don't know if you'd consider them long poles. Sorry. I guess technically they are, but I don't notice like a major sound difference with them, or at least I haven't yet. I do have some long pole Kangbai stems in my switch drawer over here. Probably should compare real fast now that you mention it. I'm actually kind of curious. I might compare. But welcome, and thank you for the follow, and glad you could pop in on your keyboard Twitch. Alright, let's see. Let's pull out the King Buys and see what they look like. You know, if I was smart, I probably would have, if they would have fit, I would have put these King Buy stems, but I don't think they sound that good. That doesn't make you a normie, Dan. That just makes you a normie. It's okay, though. There we go. Yeah, I guess you can call the Snow Whites long pole, Dr. One. So yes, I would say they are a long pole. I think that's a fair assessment. Good call. Didn't even think about that. Although, like I said, the Kang Bai is like, I can hear their long pole. Yeah, when you're ready to start talking artisans, Dan, I'm happy to help you. There's a lot to learn, and like it can turn on its head instantly, but like Gnarly got some good shit, right? Like that's definitely a thing. Yeah, but it's crazy, like the value. I think a lot of people are into artisans for the wrong reasons. I think they love the idea of the aftermarket value rather than the artisans themselves. It's just a personal opinion. I'm not trying to generalize. I just, based on what I see sometimes, like, I think that's the case. Because, like, someone won one of the no-face Boomins, and, like, Frank just sent all that stuff out last week. And it was already on the Mech Market Discord today for like $450 willing to sell. And I'm like, that sucks. Like, that person legitimately won in hopes to flip. Like, that blows. Like, I've got all the stuff I got because I truly enjoy it. Like, these rainbow Lurvanas are cool. The big worm is hilariously awesome. I got lucky with the It's Always Sunny in Hell Lurvana. Like, it's great. But, like, everything I have in this box, I truly like and enjoy. So, I like lats. I think lats are cool, but I think, like, Mozzie caps are better. I think that some of the lat stuff is overrated and overpriced, in my opinion. And I agree. It's like the shoe market. Dr. One said it right. Like, it feels like the sneaker market sometimes, more so than boards, right? And I get it. Like, some of the stuff, like Gaff is now older and he's not making them anymore. So, like, some of that stuff will always be really well sought after. Like the KWK stuff, ones or twosies at a time, so really sought after. Fine. But, like, some of the stuff, like the Boomins, where there's like 15 of them that Frank and Lisa put out, and people are trying to flip them for like $400. Like, piss off. Go away. Yeah, Gnarly. That's where I'm at for myself, right? Like, yeah, it's fine to get some trade bait, but, like, enter for stuff that you actually want, or at least hope to get, not for stuff you're just trying to grab to like, have to flip. Like, you guys see, I like gamer sets, I like arrows, so, like, entering Mozzie caps and, like, I haven't entered lat stuff in a long time. Like, I just don't like a lot of her stuff, but, like, the Mozzie cap stuff is great. And there's other places to get cheaper things, and for me, like, going after the alpha sets is just a personal goal, because there's 36 of them, and, like, obviously an end goal would be to collect all 36. I think it'll be almost impossible. Nothing's ever truly impossible. But as I said, I have one in transit. I've got leads on 5 others. Like, I like the hunt. Like, the hunt for certain keycaps sometimes is really great too. So, me personally, I've been in and out of artisans, but recently, like, I've been back in and I've been staying in because I, like, understand what I like now and what I want to keep and what makes me happy versus trying to flip. Yeah, I would agree, gnarly. The only time I ever like flipped a Boomin is because I needed money for some stuff, and I felt awful. Like I won a I won the, I think it was the Maelstrom. I think it was that one. I won that Boomin, and then I ended up needing cash. So I remember I put it on the Mech Market Discord for like $235. Like I felt awful posting it for that much money, but at the time I had like 30 DMs in the matter of like 2 minutes. It was absolutely bonkers. Everybody's like, I'll buy it, I'll buy it, I'll buy it. I was like, damn, like I didn't know y'all wanted it that bad. And again, this is before like I really truly like valued them. And I felt awful about selling it for as much as I did, but I needed the cash. So like if I go back, I'd probably not sell that and try and sell something else. Because I really like the Boomins. They're really good. They're really, really good. And obviously, like, Frank's Vault Roller sale was amazingly fun. Even if I didn't win and Marbles absolutely dicked me over from getting a different Boomin, but that's a whole nother story. God, Monica's daddy was in chat with me when that went down, and I was literally going to be one of the 6 to win one of those Boomins from Marbles, and then the Marbles game was like, yeet, you go off the board. And so I didn't win, which sucked. I'm not salty. Not at all. Well, I'm glad you found that hilarious. I just remember Frank was like, oh, Hedgie, you're gonna, no! I was like, yeah, that blows. But it's all good. Like, I love the randomness of that. I love that, like, even though it's RNG, it felt less like crappy than just like not getting an invoice mysteriously later, you know what I mean? So, but yeah. So let's just have for 2, but nothing for over retail except like a single dread. Yeah. Yeah, lat market, like the market for lats is kind of crazy to me a little bit too, like the amount people are paying for some of those, but hey, whatever. Sounds good. And I know Frank was rooting for me, so yeah. Hey, Nap, what's going on? Welcome. And Frank is such a good dude, and like I said, I showed off, I know you were here for that, gnarly, like I showed off the note from Frank and Lisa, and like they're such good people, and I love chilling in their server and hanging out with them in the evening, and they're very accepting and cool, and the whole group that hangs out there, like Edamame and Ceedy and Monica and all those people, like it's just a good atmosphere. And usually when I'm done playing Warzone, like I pop over there for like an hour or 2, and it's just enjoyable. It's a lot of fun. Oh, I agree, Doctor. Absolutely. Absolutely. It is the shamelessness of that, right? Actually, it's funny you mentioned that. One guy in the Mechs and Company server did that, where he won a... oh, this Switch doesn't feel... this Switch doesn't feel good compared to the others. It doesn't sound... Something's wrong. Ooh, that was almost disaster. I don't know if you guys just saw that. I don't think Glow flipped any of his giveaways. I don't think he did. But can we talk about how Glow is like the luckiest fucking person in the world? Can we talk about that? Okay, I guess we're okay. It might be the leaf. The leaf on this, I don't know about this one. Yeah, something's wrong with the leaf on here. Okay, so we've got one bad one. Shit. Okay, good. Alright, I will make another one later. I'm not gonna mess with this right now. But I'm glad I noticed. That one did not feel good. I'm glad I noticed that for sure. So. Alright, anyway. Okay. Let's continue. Yeah, no. Glow is insanely lucky. I remember, like, I asked him to enter the Ritual Master for me so that I could hopefully, speaking of trade bait, hopefully trade for that Alpha keycap set. And I didn't win, but Glow won. And I was like, cool. Glow won the giveaway milk truck. Glow won a spot in the field trip. Like, this dude is so freaking lucky. I don't, like, I need whatever rabbit's foot he has shoved up his ass, I need it. For just like a week. That's all I want. Just like a week of like his luck. It's so insane. And he's like 17. Oh, I didn't pick the reroll though. I just picked like my colors, so I don't think I have a chance, right? Like, I think you had to pick like the reroll or whatever. But for a 17-year-old, he's insanely lucky. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand where he gets his money either. Glow, if you catch this stream later... Oh, reroll was for a different color? Oh, well, shit. Could you not afford it, Nap? Or did you not want it? Or... Because you could just probably ping Taylor and be like, hey, Hedgie wants this. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to rig anything, but just saying. I did put silver as my second choice. It was Space Gray, Silver, Baja, and then Cerulean. Apologies. I don't know what the bean raffle is. I heard Gnarly mention that too, as well. Bean. I have no idea. Get out of here. I'm just saying, if you wanted to message him, he'd probably be cool like that. But that's not fair to everybody else, so I get it. Also wanted to message Beppo and be like, I'll give you $3 for his field trip. Dick. Oh, it's an artisan. Are they highly sought after, Gnarly? Like, it's like, I'm in the artisan market, but like I don't pay attention to a ton of makers. Like, as we talked about, you enter for what you like. Pro caps, which I'll never win because he gives away to his friends. Prime caps. Used to be night caps, not anymore. Alpha, some of the alpha stuff, not a lot of it. It just all depends. So. Bongos. I did enter the bongo tonight. I guess that form closed and I didn't win anything, so. Meh. Don't enter art key anymore. I used to. Don't enter those anymore. Okay. Top 3 in popularity. I get you, Nap. I'm just giving you a hard time, and I think that's a fair assessment, by the way. But yeah, I did see someone enter the I did see someone I think you meant Alpha, Gnarly. I saw someone enter the field trip raffle and win, and then they came in the chat in Eternus and they were like, so what are the details on this board? And I'm like, so you entered for a board you had like no idea about? Like, that's kind of messed up in my opinion. Doesn't stop anybody from entering, but I thought that was like, what the hell? Yeah, that Alpha the Salvador Buto colorway. I also won with the Toxic Behavior Capora. That was my first Alpha win, and to win both the Capora and the Salvador was kind of really, like, that was really cool. I was like, oh, look at that. I was like, I just used all my luck for Alpha for a long time. Oh, I just asked what the field trip was. Someone else had, like, they were like, what are the details on the board? I was like, come on. A lot of regret now. Don't worry about it, Dr. One. Like, that happens. But, like, I think it's weird because, like, it feels like the alpha stuff, the value of those kind of tanked a little bit when he did the rebrand. But I really love Johan, and he's a good dude. And he saw my collection of the gamer sets, and he like messaged me. He's like, "You're the first person I know to try and collect all the gamer sets." He's like, "Thank you for supporting my work." He's like, "If I ever do a V2 gamer set, you'll get like a free one from me." And I'm like, holy shit, that's so cool. I was like, absolutely, thank you, you know. He's a good dude. And I love that he takes community colorway suggestions. Like, I think that's my favorite, not as like from a commission standpoint, but like he just takes whatever's the most popular and then like makes those. Like, that's so cool. Yeah, Doctor, I'd agree. There's definitely like a drop in some caps. Obviously, there's still some that are going to forever hold their value. But even like the bro cap stuff still holds its value really well, which I'm surprised. Like, I'm after like a white on black gaming set, but they're so expensive. Like, whether it's Skelecrew or just white on black. Although, like, outside of the last pilot, the Airbus, the Ribbit, the Frooper, and Stumpy are all like, the white on black ones are all cheap. Like, you can get them for like retail like $80 a piece. It's kind of crazy. I don't know if he just, because he did a lot of those or what, but like those are like, you could do, if you could find a last pilot for a reasonable price for the white on black, you could probably put together the whole set without the gaming set for a relatively inexpensive amount. So that may be like a future goal of mine, is to try and get those caps and get the gamer set to go with it. I actually know who has the white on black gamer set, or at least one of them. But he wants to trade my It's Always Sunny in Hell Lurvana, and I don't know if I'm willing to give up the Lurvana for a gaming set, even if it's bro. Like, I don't know if I'm willing to give that up, so we'll see. Alright, just a few more. It's been a long process tonight, and I've got to redo that other one, which kind of sucks. But hey, that's how it goes. And then I should go to bed early tonight, because I've got to be up at 6:30 to be out the door by like 7. So I can be at the office by like 8:15. And then we're going to be there until 8:30, because we've got our social event. I got a lot going on, so interesting night for me to choose to stream, but hey, it is what it is, right? Just as long as I don't stay up till 2 a.m. and try and get like 4 hours of sleep. That's like the worst. I'm guilty of that a lot. A lot. But yeah, if all goes well and I pick up the board this week, I'll stream next Thursday, because I would prefer Dan if he wanted to come over and hang out. I think that'd be fun. So we'll have him come over while I build, which will be great. So it kind of gives me some space out time. Again, if anybody wants their board built, please put out the word. I'm happy to build on stream. Prototypes, regular boards, group buy boards, I don't care. I don't charge a commission fee, but always willing to build. So, and outside of some hiccups, like where I burned my microphone, things usually go pretty smooth, and people are pretty happy with my builds. So, just FYI. Swearwolf can probably attest to it. Gnarly has the Beans Locust, so I'm sure he can attest to that one. So yeah. All right, fine. I'll trade you some raffle luck, Dr. Doctor. You just tell me what to enter, and I'll enter for you. How about that? I appreciate it, Gnarly. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, I think it's just been slow, and I think you reminding me that, like, even doing this is content, right? Like, it's not necessarily exciting or a ton of fun, but it is content. I'm here. You guys are hanging with me. I appreciate that, especially, like, your valuable time on a Monday night. Like, you're hanging here, so thank you. Thank you so much. And I've kind of missed it. Like, I've missed streaming a little bit. Even my wife said to me, she's like, it's been a long time since you streamed. I'm glad you're going to do it tonight. I'm like, oh, thanks. Like, I enjoy it. So thank you. Blumbus, welcome. Thank you. And how are you? You are new here, so appreciate that. Hope you're doing okay. Yeah, I got to talk shit about Glow and then laugh at Nap. I'm totally in for that, right? So, all good. Thank you guys. Yeah, Doctor, it's probably been a month or so since I streamed. So yeah, it's been a little while. It wasn't intentional. Like I've been busy with my job, some lack of content. Been waiting on a few things. I wish I had enough to stream like once a week for sure. I just don't. Sometimes it'll be twice a week, once every other week. Sometimes it's like monthly. Like this isn't like my job, which is good, right? But when I do stream, I like to think it's good content and like we hang out. I know a lot of these people from the 40s Discord. So we have a good time here, and it's usually pretty chill vibes. So I hope that you can make it for some more. Like I said, next Thursday I'll be building a 40, a personal project where overindulgence, opulence, whatever you want to say, it's kind of the word. But it's been something I've been thinking about for like 2+ years. So yeah, I hope you can make it, and probably about the same time, maybe like 8:30 for that build on Tuesday or on next Thursday. But I'll put that out, and if you see my socials down there, so I always put it out on Instagram the day of or the day before with a countdown, so you can always follow me there for sure. So, and Blums, you found my stream wall. I am trying to do an Atlanta meetup. I kind of talked about this a little bit earlier. It's been a slow process because I need to commit to a date for people to want to commit to the meetup. Like, and it's almost like chicken and egg. And I don't want to necessarily like book a venue if people aren't going to show up like that. It's been a little bit of a struggle. So it's still in the works. It's not dead. I don't want anybody to think like, oh, Hedgie's not doing the meetup. I am. It's more so just trying to put some of the pieces together first. We do have the the Greenville, South Carolina meetup on May 14th. There's the East Coast meetup in Richmond on the 14th as well. So 2 meetups on the East Coast on the 14th of May. So if you can make one of those, awesome. If you need a link, let me know. I'm happy to shoot that your way. But yeah. People are not vocal about not coming. Yeah, no, I'm with you, Nat. I think for me, the problem is here in Atlanta, like, I don't know where you did yours, but like most of the places I want to do it are pretty expensive. But I agree. Like, I think if I just say September whatever and give people a time, I think obviously we can build up enough where I'll feel comfortable with it. But it's just, yeah, I have to commit. I know that, and I absolutely hear you that people will be like, oh, I can't make it, or I'm not coming, or thanks but no like, I get that for sure. But yeah. I think I overlooped this one just a little bit, but that's alright. Like I said, I was less worried about overlooping the stems because I had kind of underlooped the housings. So yeah, that's a good idea too, Nap. Is absolutely, I agree that people in the hobby are still kind of cheap. Like, we'll spend big money on boards or artisans, but like, $20 to enter a meetup, I don't think so. Like, I get that for sure. So, I mean, I'm doing a 2-hour round trip to Greenville, so it is what it is. I like boards enough where I'm gonna go drive up for that, but that's me personally. I feel like there's a hair or two on this brush. 2 hours each way. I kind of knew what you meant, Nap. Like, the South Carolina meetup's going to be a whole ass Saturday. So I feel you on that. Alright, 5 more switches. I know I only have 4 more here, but we're going to redo the bottom with that one. I've got another GAT housing that I can use on the bottom to redo, because I definitely don't like the way that switch feels. It feels like the leaf is probably pushed too far forward. It almost feels like there's a small tactile bump, which is not ideal, so yeah. But I'm excited that I'll have this board. I waved to you on the way, Edgy. I'm excited to have this build that I'm working on. It'll be ready for the meetup. I'll have the MB44 back in hand before the meetup. I'm gonna end up bringing like all of my 40s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, probably 15 boards that'll be going to the meetup with me. Which will still pale in comparison to what ARS or Arslock brings. That dude showed up with like 30 boards last time, and they're all like 65s and above. So, dude's got insane collection. Some TGR stuff, some other rare boards. So, all mine pale in comparison. I will have 9 new boards. Compared to what I brought last time, which is exciting. No elephant, of course. Nothing bigger than a 45%, which is kind of fun too. So last time I had the elephant, I sold that. I had the HHKB, sold that. So yeah, I'm in a weird spot. Yeah, the cleanup's not that bad. I definitely rub them down with alcohol wipes and whatnot, but it's for me, like, because they're 45%, I think I fit almost everything into like a backpack last time. I think there was like 1 or 2 boards, like the elephant and the HHKB. Or no, I stuffed the HHKB in. I fit like almost all of my boards into a backpack, so it actually wasn't that big of a deal. And they rode in the trunk nice and secure. And the elephant rode, so I put the I took my wife's car, which is a Volkswagen Tiguan. I put the elephant just in the back. Like, I just opened up the hatch and put it in the back and sat it on the carpet in the back, and it didn't move the entire trip, which was awesome. It made me a little nervous to hold the elephant bringing it inside, because I didn't want to drop it, but it made it, and people really liked it. And I think Admiral Ahab may show up with his brass elephant on this one, so I'm like really excited to try that. What's up, Mario? Have you tried different switches in your P4 or just the Duroc Palms? Still just the Duroc Palms. I haven't tried anything else. I'm pretty pleased with those. I don't think that I'll switch them out, especially from like a sound profile and a feel. However, I was talking about earlier how the P4, no matter what switches you have in there, unfortunately feels a little uneven, with the middle being super bouncy versus the edges, which are very firm. So I like the switches in there. No, I have not tried anything else, to answer your question. 42, Nap. I think you guys are going to see the board and be like, oh, of course, right? Hopefully you still like it, what's done to it. But yeah, 42. And let's redo one more switch before... It's 11:15 already, Jesus. Let's redo this switch. Like I said, I think it's the bottom housing that's jacked up. So we'll keep the spring, stem, and the housing. Oops. What just happened there? Yep. Oh yeah, the spring's magnetic, duh. We'll get a new housing. No, I have a Phoenix. The blue Phoenix is up there, back on the shelf. I didn't need another Phoenix. And like I said, the hint should have been that I said that I've thought about this board for 2 years, so at least the board is at least that old. It's actually much older, but just FYI. It's not one up there. Well, no, it's not one up there. Had to think about that for a second. All right. Take one of these GATs. Sorry, I'm doing all this down here. Let's put you in the bag as a random switch part. And I'm happy. I purposely kept some of the extra switches because I knew I might have an issue. I knew I might, and turns out I was right, so good for me. Not to toot my own horn or anything. Alright, let's... Also, this MCG 129 is probably 2 years old at this point. Like, that's how long this lube has lasted me. And it's just because I didn't use it as much because it's thick, and I really, at the time, when I first started lubing, I was like, oh yeah, I know how to lube, and turns out I was like over-lubing a lot of stuff. Like, even this one, I think I unintentionally just over-lubed a little bit, but this stuff goes such a long way. It's so good. Highly, highly, highly recommend. We're on the way and deciding between MX Blacks and Palms. Oh, were you part of the ones that had to be redone or whatever, or that the factory had to redo? I think you'll be happy with it. Like, even with my preference on like feel, that was my first like really flexy board for what it's worth. I think you'll be very happy. Either way, blacks or palms, you can't go wrong, but I think palms do, like without a plate obviously, soften up the sound a little bit, which in my opinion is kind of desirable, which I thought about doing palm stems in here. I chose not to, but I thought about it. What color did you get, Mario? Black or white? Yeah, I'm happy with this. All right. Successfully lubed 42 switches. It only took 2 hours, but hey, I'm done, which is great. Seriously, like, I know lubing is necessary on a lot of switches, but man, is it like one of my least favorite activities. But I am so thankful you guys are here and you kept me busy. Like, that's awesome. So, thank you. Really, really appreciate that. Okay, put you there. Put you here. Oops. Here. Oops. Missing a switch? Yeah, we are. We're missing a screw underneath the... This magnetic tray is great, by the way. Black, but I feel like I should have gone with white. No, I actually, there's points where I want black instead of white, but I love white. Like, it's 50-50 for me. I don't think you made a mistake. But yeah, hey, 42 Frankenswitches. Again, one more time. Gateron Black Ink V2 bottom housings. Sprit 58 gram Supreme Springs. Cherry Black tops. Snow White stems. Lubed with MCG 129. And you'll hear how they sound next Thursday in the board, which is great. So yeah, I'm stoked. Got that done, out of the way. I pick up the board. Oh yeah, this extra housing. This bad housing. I pick up the board on Wednesday. Wednesday morning, afternoon, somewhere in there. Get it home, inspect it. I'm going to do some infill on the weight, which is cool. So that'll be awesome. And yeah, again, just something that's been in my head for like 2 years that I'm really stoked to finally just complete and be done. And hopefully it's worth it. But after this, I'm gonna go and pack up and get ready to go to the office tomorrow. I think I'm gonna bring the garbage truck. I brought the piano black minivan with its little silent Otimu ice switches. The hub bars, by the way, are just so, like, hub is so good on this board. Just with the GMK caps, it feels so comfortable. But this is a hot swap board, so I can always swap it out. But I really like this board for what it is. But I'm going to bring the garbage truck tomorrow. Got the knob. I'm going to throw, since terminals on it, we'll throw the Hacker Light, Splinter Cell, and Buto Salvadors on there. Maybe even this somewhere. I don't know. Like, I'm gonna play around. I want people to talk about the board. But yeah, like I'm stoked to have a good day tomorrow. It should be fun. If I really wanted to, I could put like all of these guys on the numpad, like 9 of them, and then I put the other 4 in the arrows. I could like literally arrow cluster with Lurvanas and numpad, which would be hilarious. But I don't think I'm gonna do that. So, quick question: Winston Michaels picked up some foam for varying thickness. Do you recall which you use between the thin? I use the thinner one. This stuff, the super thin one. Yeah, it was like 99 cents, right, for 12 by 18. But yeah, I use this thin stuff. And it doesn't make like a huge difference, but it makes a difference, I think. And I actually put some of this in the P4 to try and reduce some of the pinging. It helped a little bit. So yeah, just that's what I use personally. But yeah, I want to extend a huge shout to those of you that have hung here, gnarly especially, for the entire 2 hours. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys keeping me busy while I lube. Like I said, not my favorite activity, but hey, I got to do it so that I have nice switches and a board. So thank you guys. Next Thursday, like we'll set it now. Next Thursday, so not this coming Thursday, the one after, we'll build the board. We got the switches. The stabilizers arrive tomorrow. I'm super excited. Mutant, that's a perfect emoji. I definitely, obviously, if you look at the switches, it maybe kind of gives a hint to what the board might be like. And yeah, I'm happy to provide history. Happy to always talk 40s. I think that I like doing this because we don't have a good person to really kind of talk about or discuss 40s anywhere else other than our server. And I'll say it again, I don't care if it sounds narcissistic. I like being the one to rep 40s on Twitch. Like, I want to be that guy. I think that's why, like, looking back to 2 months ago or whatever, I think that's why I took Coob not coming to me and allowing me to build the Phoenix on stream, or the Pearl on stream. I think that's why I took it so personally, is because, like, oh, I love Pearl and I'm your 40s guy, and like that didn't happen, which in retrospect, he went to the streamers he did because of their following. Like, I don't blame him for that. Like, I was in my feelings that day. But I do want to become that guy who is the 40s guy. Like, I want you guys to feel comfortable being like, if you know someone who's like, oh, hey, I've got a prototype, or hey, I want this board built, you know, can you recommend someone? I will happily build your 40s on stream at no commissionable charge. Just pay for shipping, and like, I'll take care of the rest. If you want to send me your switches or whatever, if you want to buy something and ship it to me, I'm happy to do that. I've done it for Swearwolf. Built the Beans board for Gnarly. Built the board, the Le Chiffre for Jake. I know he's very pleased with it. He got it Cerakoted. It looks amazing. Or he Cerakoted it, I should say. So just in general, like, I want to be that guy. Obviously, not having content the last month has kind of maybe hurt that a little bit, but I'm still here, and we're still going to keep doing things. I'm in 2 prototypes runs already, maybe a 3rd soon. I'm working on a new design for after Oceanographer. When Oceanographer ships and arrives here, I'll probably do one of the evenings, either the Friday or the Saturday. We'll stream while Taylor and I are here, and we'll talk about the packing process and the QC, and like give you a behind-the-scenes look at a group buy. I don't think enough people get that either. Like, they don't understand like all the stuff you have to do behind the scenes. So we'll do that while the boards are here and while Taylor's here, and I think that could be a lot of fun. So I've got some things in my head. I've got to come up with more content. I'm aware of that. Maybe we do like a 40s interest check day or something where like I just kind of go through some of the interest checks, or we talk about certain boards. Like, there's still interest checks in our server that I don't think enough people talk about, and we should do that. But I'm gonna work on some stuff, and hopefully I'll be on a little more regular. Again, apologies for not doing so as of recently, but looking forward to keeping this going slowly but steadily. Build organically. Let's do it. But thank you again for the follows. Thank you, Dr. One, for hanging, and welcome. I hope you make it to the next one. Big shout out Gnarly for the sub, the resub. Thank you, Mutant, for the resub as well. I really, really appreciate it. You guys are awesome for hanging with me. I'm an open book. You guys know that, and I'll tell you like it is. So thank you so much. Have a great rest of the week, and I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.